Hey, are you satisfied with the money that you're making? Or are you secretly entitled to under earning and what it implies? Today, we are discussing this sticky topic, Keren Rosenberg and me. Um, Here we are at the Sensual Sessions podcast. I am CANDIA RAQUEL, your host, and this is the place to explore sensing pleasure through your senses and moving in a way that is completely free from inhibition. If you're new, please go to www.centrodepoder.com to get yourself signed up so you can get these episodes delivered on your inbox every week. So this is www.centrodepoder.com. So Keren, she's the creator of Body House method for coaching, moving, and being your way back home. She's also a certified Gaga teacher, a former associate artist at De Vlucht, however it's spelled, a former new maker at Fonds Podikmusten Performing Arts Fund in Holland, a former associate artist at ICK Dance Amsterdam, former associate artist at Dance Makers Amsterdam, and she studied at the University of Barcelona. I also have to say that I met her taking her workshop at the Cantera like maybe 10 years ago in Mexico City. And the imprint of that experience dancing in her class, like for a week, really, really was an imprint that kept on rippling until this moment. So I I looked for her. I convinced her to come to the Sensual Sessions podcast, and I am very happy because she really has an edge, especially on the sticky topic that we are gonna talk about. So welcome, Keren. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for inviting me and for your generosity, how you created me and acknowledged me. Thank you.
Yes, very happy to connect with you. So there was there were many things that shaped me from your workshop, but I have one particular phrase in mind that you said, if you fall, you fall, but go for it. And then you were like, wow! So we all jumped or whatever thing we did. And I feel that this is very important in life to be faithful to our desire and going for it. And sometimes um, we are staying small because we are afraid of being judged or being criticized, or I don't know, there's this paradigm, especially in arts, in dancing, that if you're feeling happy, fulfilled, and satisfied in your life, then you're not a true artist. So it's like we are not giving ourselves permission to to delight, to be satisfied, and to earn the money that we want. So how was your journey? Have you ever been like so confident, so self-expressive, and so, I don't know, so connected with your sense of deservingness? Or was there like a transformational point? How was it for you? How is it for you?
This is an incredible question. And when you say if you fall, like gloriously fall, I always look at my existence as a way of, am I impacting the space that I'm a part of?
Okay.
Am I sharing my presence and my vibrations and who I know, my cells know with every fiber of my being that they are here to express. And to answer your question, it took me 42 years to, because it's one thing to be an artist on stage, to be the one that creates fantastical universes, that trains the body inside out, to be a vessel, an instrument of whatever theme or topic or channel that you are, manifesting. What happens when the light goes off? What happens when you go into your life? What happens when you open your bank account? What happens when you look at your body the next day after a show? What happens when you wake up after 20 years of pushing yourself relentlessly and falling gloriously? Were you cushioned? Did you have those around you that held your hand? Were you having the ones that helped you rise? Did you have the knowledge inside yourself to be the one that is standing up, falling, and standing for himself or herself? So these are really great questions. And in regards to the expression of the energy of money, that manifests exactly what I just shared.
The energy of money. And how is this energy? Because there are people that can have money, but they live in a scarcity mentality. And there are people that doesn't have much money and they are more or less satisfied. And then there are dancers and artists that don't have money and suffer, and a lot of people in the world that is not connected to the energy of money.
So let's look at what is money. Because one of the things that I wanted to, and I'm on this mission on for myself, is to demystify all the, as much as I can, and continuously see what I see and delare and acknowledge what are the biases, what are the beliefs that I was holding over money. And why do I say energy of money? Money is an exchange. It's like sometimes it's your turn with it, and sometimes it's your turn to give it. It's something that continuously flows. It's in circulation, therefore it's like energy. It's like breath. What happens that we feel like, oh, I will not have air to breathe, I'm gonna, I'm going underwater. How much air do I need? Even if you have a lot of air, what if you even have like, oxygen, and you're going down and you don't know that? So there is a lot of psychological imprints, mostly early from childhood. And there are also that, let's say, perpetuates themselves in the choices that we make in our lives as adults. And you can look at some artists that are having incredible careers and are able to live prosperously with whatever income they're creating, because there is something healthy and bouncy with the way they relate and create agreements with the way that, is there an emotional projection over money or not? How do you come and create agreements? How do you create the value around your projects? Or, because let's face it, being an artist, it's giving service. It's about giving service. So if my create, the expression of my body is a service of, let's say, enjoyment, pleasure, or contemplation, for awakening for people, this is a service. The same goes with music. The same goes with being. So we are in service of something. So the more I acknowledge the fact that this is a service, It's the same as I would be working in the bank, or if I would be working in a coffee shop. I'm offering something. I just happen to be very lucky or awake to see what my heart wants.
Yeah, to see what your heart wants and letting that be the offering of the service.
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm right here in Ireland right now. It's very interesting because they wanted me to create an embodied workshop for performing artists in the National Dance Institute of Ireland. And I shared with them, look, I opened a business. I'm no longer an active choreographer and performing artist. I'm now focusing on through Body House to invest in the expansion and the awakening of people to their own language of expression. So I can work with artists to create longevity and understand more about their language of expression and how to translate their creativity into money.
How to
And this,
transfer creativity into money.
yes,
Yes. Yes, because like for longevity, you need to be healthy, and to be healthy, you need to take care of yourself, and that has a practical ground. Like a house is I feel that is mainly the sensation of being at home in yourself, but that comes from having your basics covered. Like a house needs a roof, or if you're a monkey, your roof are the branches and the leaves of a tree where you are safe, far from the wolves or whatever thing below. Or maybe if you're a wombat, you have your little cave, you have your home. And a very neglected aspect of us creative service providers is the circulation of this energy of money. Like we tend to overgive, overfeed, overinspire, overnurture, and in the moment of the payment, well, people is like kind of just to to expecting our work be free, and we are kind of used to not asking for what is worth, for what our work is worth, even though it's extremely expensive. Like how many years does a dancer body takes to build? Martha Graham said at least 10 years. So, like you mentioned earlier on our conversation, there's like an entitlement to suffering or to not receiving or to being poor. But then that is going to cause cracks in the house, and it's going to put at risk your, if not your life as a whole, at least the longevity of your creative life. And the interesting thing to me of your clarity in this observation is that it not only affects artists, but it's a global Western mentality connected to the hustle culture of overworking, like for the American dream, but not even getting the house, the car, and the in the suburbs, and the two kids, and the vacations. So how how to overcome this entitlement? Because there's also like a price. Like I haven't eaten in 24 hours, and I am here training 6 hours, and I'm gonna dance a show in at night. Like if that made you a truest and like the most sincere and real artist, which is, I think it's just It's just another way to complying with society, which is not creative at all.
What I find interesting is, well, the entitlement actually comes from unloving. It's the arrogance that masks what is really under.
Yes,
Because, and the thing is, I've been arrogant for many years. I came from, oh, I'm this poor artist, but you're so lucky to have me, because with I've sacrificed my life and my cushionness, so that you can witness art. And I'm here to so first of all, there is a problem with the structure, with the pyramid structure of the subsidy and how things are run. There
all
is
the
of the culture itself, because if you look at the entertainment, you're not going to talk to Beyonce or Madonna and tell them, hey, we have 300 euros in our accounts to offer you for your Super Bowl. So because in the funding body, there is this, we don't have much, so we can offer you whatever we can. So even the people that are on the top tier, they're also under earners. They're also the ones that are chasing and racing and hustling. And the audience, they just come innocently to consume art. And then let's look at who consumes the art. It's usually the dancers. It's a bubble that feeds the bubble that feeds the bubble, or some art lovers. And some of them might be Patreons. So when we talk about under earners, and this is one of the reasons that I decided to, I call it evolve and reintegrate myself and my talents and my creative being in a way that is working for me. Because I realized that I can't be fulfilled. My life, I'm not here on this earth to express through art. I've been gifted this incredible body and the ability to speak, and the energy that is through the vessel of my being beyond the boundaries of the stage. I'm here to connect with everyone, and most importantly, with myself. So I feel that when it comes to overcoming under earning, it's a lot to do with ego, and it's a lot to do with coming home to the feeling of what is love. Because overcoming under earning is overcoming under loving.
overcoming under earning is overcoming under loving. Yes, there's definitely this sensation of not being loved enough.
I don't love myself enough. Why would, like, in a sense, like, why would someone, like, in a sense, as someone that you talked about safety and you talked about, so I want to elevate it. I want to talk about inner peace. I want to talk about going to a restaurant and not thinking about, what you're going to have on the menu, or not having the need to look at your bank account because you don't know what's coming in and what's coming out and how much money do you have left, and where do you need to save and hold on tight and wait till your next payment, or all this. So how can we become, with our expression, with our creativity, as the agents of our lives? So how can you become the artist that you want to be? Whoever is listening right now, on stage and beyond it. Be the dancer, the artist, the expressive being of your life, period. Because having creativity is not only for being an artist. Being an artist means that you're creative. If you're creative, you can create anything. And as a part of it, you can also create money.
Yeah,
If you
but that as an artist, like if I think the way I thought 20 years ago, is like how how would I create money out of thin air? And here's when creativity comes in as a primal material to produce wealth, to create, to have money. But how do you make like this shift of mentality of feeling that one is under lovable and identifying oneself as an under earner? Like, what does it has needs to happen for the identity shift to take place, for creativity to do its magic, its workings?
Your body needs, it's awakening to your body.
Awakening
Your
to
body, when the moment your body says no more, or the moment that you say, are you playing small? Are you happy in your cells? Do you wake up in the morning loving what's it like to wake up inside your skin? If yes, amazing. Keep on cultivating, keep on expanding, keep on looking ahead, keep on grounding in whatever you're doing. If the feeling is close, I need to realign, then, okay, what is there? Like, let's realign. If the feeling is like, fuck that, there is something that is inherently feels like misaligned in my body. This is where you want to lean into. And where does it nest? Where is that feeling nesting in your body? And before going on the how, because of course everyone's about how, and it's like, lean back, slow down. I was listening to a podcast and really appreciate Danny Morel. And, because the concept of under earning is not solely for artists and dancers, or it's really something that is for even doctors, lawyers, engineers, like so many people. That are we truly awake to what is possible for us? And can we train ourselves to ask for what we want? So first, let's acknowledge the body. What does it feel like? What is your body telling you? Are you grooving with yourself? When you wake up in the morning and see the environment that you're in, the people that surrounds you, are you inspired? Is it growing, or is it dealing with? Is it surviving? I felt at some point that, like, it was 2.5 years ago, and on the surface, I was receiving national grants. I had production houses I didn't have them, but production houses were supporting me. And I was really on this path in my head with my ego, that with my art, I'm going to perform all over the world, and I would live, with my dance work, like it's gonna take over, and I'll be dancing my Cinderella dance story for life. And the universe showed me, well, not sure, Keren, if that's what we have in the cards for you. Or if we do, then prepare for a lot of contortion and grit. And yeah, and then I looked around and I was like, wow, so there are really devoted people out there that are truly loving the arts and the dance. the question I ask myself, are they thriving or are they surviving? And I asked myself, like, how many years have you been in a place of survival, from one project to the other, to, you know, unforeseen circumstances, to money that is not coming in time, to whatever is happening, or something that's happening, you know, let's say I have a performance and, you know, my body is in pain, or all these kind of things. And there came a moment that I saw a lot of shows, like my work was presented and in different platforms, multiple works at the same time. And I was looking at it and I was like, I felt nothing. I really felt nothing, because on the way of achieving, I completely detached myself, because because I was always on the place of surviving. So my body, its juices, its creativity, it became, for the first time in my life, really drought. And I remember waking up one morning and I think it was the lowest points in my life mentally. And I remember there was a premiere of one of my works, and I really woke up and I was walking my boogie, and I just felt like, if this is life, I don't want it. Like, I really felt like I don't want it. And all of a sudden a butterfly landed on my hand, and I received the most incredible email from one of the dancers. He couldn't perform. He was sick. He had COVID, and he shared with me that working with me changed his life. He was dealing with a lot of mental challenges, and there was a way that I decided that this is how my being told me that I need, like, he's not different. He needs to be pushed, and pushing is the loving for him. So I was just feeling like, fuck. And gradually I started to really look at it, and I asked my body, and I asked my inner knowing, like, okay, so you've been there for 22 years. Do you still want to go on this route? Do you see yourself for another 22 years? When you look around, what do you see? Who are the people that are inspiring you around? And I felt like it's time for me to evolve, and it's time for me to grow. So I realized that I've done so much of talent development in men, you know, and my gift is been to see the essence of the person that's in front of me and support his or her or their journey in embodying it and allowing it to come to expression, so that the path of this person is empowered inside out for themselves. And I was like, wait, so I've been traveling all over the world, you know, like you were sharing, and I've been invited to facilitate and offer these gifts without me even knowing that I have this gift. What if I start acknowledging it? What if I'll start charging money for it? And then I said, okay, I'm going to renovate my spare bedroom, and I'm going to create my practice space there, because I wanted to match the level of how I want to show up. So I was still performing at the time, and there was a beautiful dancer in the dressing room, and she shared, you know, I asked her, how are you doing? And she said, well, actually, I'm really challenged at the moment. I'm survival rather than thrival. So all of a sudden I found myself daring, and I said, well, you know, she was in my previous workshops and she knows what I've been doing. And I said, well, I've opened a practice, and I offer one-on-one experiences with me. because I've done it. I've done solo works. I've led teams. So if you want my support, it will be my honor to help you in creating the nurturing and the energy and the vitality so that you can go and share with the world your gifts. So yeah, she was my first client. In 4 months I became full time. And now, like, festivals are also hiring me to do like body house on, instead of me performing, we co-create together the embodiment journey. And from in 2017 I was earning 11,700 euros annually. That was really low. And in my first year of business, I've created sales of close to 80,000 euros.
Wow, a
Yeah,
huge difference.
yeah. Which I invested most of it in coaching.
In coaching. Yeah,
Yeah,
in consolidating the changing or the shifting of state, because something that I feel that is very challenging once there's a huge realization or after taking a leap of faith is staying on that route, because it's unknown. So even that you already, I don't know, like lose weight, like 20 kilos, well, how you stay with that body, or once that you're making the money that you want, how do you keep on that route? Because the old habits of under earning and feeling under lovable and under loving yourself, like those are old and practiced and trained, and they pertain to an identity of being part of a group, a social structure and a hierarchy and a system that perpetuates that. So like once you said like I reinvested in coaching, it's like that's the wisest thing to do. So how, and you're Scorpio, and Scorpio is the sign of transformation. So how you go about transformation? How, yeah, like where do you find the faith to keep on?
I don't find it. I surrender to it.
I surrender to it.
And
Nice, nice.
and then there is no plan B. There is
Okay.
plan A, and that's it.
All in. Like if you fall, you fall.
If you fall, and then you discover what's it like to fall, and you discover what happened. And then because like there is this I have this document that I've created together with my coach. It's a part of a movement that's called Being Movement, and something that I've really inspired me to, who do I need to be to become the most loving person? Who do I need to be to wake up in the morning and fall in love with my life? Who do I need to be the most compassionate, kind, and caring person? Who do I need to be to create a lasting impact in this world? And there's a line in my document, I call it the extraction of my essence, that that there are no mistakes. There are innocent learnings, and I am an eternal student. To each and every one of them, I am grateful. So the idea of falling, or the idea of, because we're all innocent. So then when we talk about losing weight, or when we talk about, creating wealth and immediately getting scared, yeah, you're gonna get scared, because the thing is, like, the person that was earning 11,700 euros in 2017 could have not possibly be sitting here talking with you on this podcast. This person wouldn't have been able to. And I love this person because this person showed me who I am now. And that person is, is a part of me. And in a way, there was also shedding. I needed to let her go. And I would always be in gratitude for all this journey. So in a sense, on the way to create yourself, it's continuously stretching yourself and becoming the person that meets the goal. So setting a goal that really stretches the shit out of you, especially with creation of money, awesome, because that stretch is gonna meet, like my coach is saying, creating like money in a way that makes you shiver. That's spiritual growth. And it's not that I want to possess the money for me. It's actually the more I have, the more I give.
Yes, because it circulates, like you mentioned, the
Exactly.
energy of money.
Exactly. Like I remember Christmas was coming and there's this person, Destiny, that's standing outside the supermarket, and I asked him, Destiny, what do you want for Christmas? He said, well, I would love some money to pay my rent. I was like, okay, cool. Let's go. So I went to the ATM and I took out money where, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I remember I just got divorced, separated, and there was this woman. She was in the streets and she said, I need money. Can you please help me? And I remember taking out whatever little money in my head I had in my account, and I gave it to her, and I made her promise me that she's going to use it wisely because I don't have a lot of money and I'm gifting this money to her. And then I realized, like, once I'm gifting it. Whatever the person is doing with, that's his choice. So whether Destiny, however he chose to deal with it, I gave it from my heart to his. How his heart received it, it has nothing to do with me. So all of a sudden, there is this level of maturity, responsibility. Yeah. So in a sense, because I was so uncomfortable talking about money that I made it a priority like I've interviewed a former professional poker player, and he's now the coaches of professional poker players, and we had a podcast about money because I was so uncomfortable with it. So I was like, I want to understand. So
Yeah,
thank you for jumping.
yes. Conversing about money, it's like, why would it be weird to talk about the pelvis, no? Or the pelvic floor, or the armpit. And I think for us dancers, like here we are on a podcast in front of many people, and I have just said the word armpit. And for us, it's like whatever. But I feel that through our own process of self-discovery, we have embedded meaning to aspects of experience according to how we deal with it. And money, sometimes it's a bigger taboo than sex, even, or than movement, or self-expression. And I believe there's so much attached to it, religious stuff, cultural stuff, um, I don't know, bad businesses related to money. And the thing that I believe it's so important that I get about our conversation is to take ownership of your experience with money. And that's a creative act. Like, money means the meaning that you assigned to it. But that takes creative sovereignty. That I don't know why we artists, we are so transgressive and rebellious and everything except money. No, that's a taboo. And not only artists. I think women in general, and many of us in our culture that have not um, challenged our beliefs and assumptions. So it's refreshing that you talk about transforming creativity into money and
Yeah.
not settling with being an under earner, challenging that whole construct in the arts, in culture, and in many other domains. For people that are listening to us that maybe work in corporate, it's the same thing. Like it's really worthwhile to like audit how do you
And
relate to the things that sustain you.
and the thing is, most of my clients are not artists because in artists' mind they cannot afford me, and they cannot because that perpetuates them. So some of the artists, they're like, yeah, I'm going to create the money to be able to afford you because I want to change and transform in my life. However, so therefore, most of the people that I'm working with are people that are interested in expression, in growth, and in awakening towards the language of their creativity and their expression, which is a part of it. It is about business. A part of it, it's about, whether you're an artist or not. A part of it, it's about the relationships that you have with your body. It's the relationships that you have with your heart. It's the relationships that you have with your loved ones. It's the relationship that you have with the world. So at the end of the day, and it's about so at the end of the day, it all comes to energy, and
Yes.
it all comes to how we can become more in tune to the vibrations and the energies that we are bringing into the world, that we are experiencing around us, and really asking ourselves, like, is this the vibration that I want to be bringing? Is it the truth? Or if is it, or am I aligned with the vibrations of where I'm at? Because for me, at this, I had to say goodbye. I didn't say goodbye, it was natural evolution, because the way I was changing wasn't aligned with a lot of people that used to be a part of my life. And they're beautiful and they're okay, because I want, it's about, surrounding myself with the frequencies and the people that are inspirational to me, that we grow together, that we celebrate each other, that we show up for each other, that we don't have, oh my God, I was feeling so bad. And, yesterday I had a really bad day. Sorry, I missed your birthday. Or, so there's like the price of being like, are you a victim or an owner of your life? So there is a price. And, Candy, I really want to share, like, I was one of the, like, I was a victim. I was a victim to my emotions. I was a victim to external circumstances. And it's about doing the inner work to find the peace, the clarity, and the vision to the life that I want to have every day.
Every day, every day, making that shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in a way, feeling a state creates a state. So,
Yeah.
in a way, feeling in contact with the energy of money creates wealth. And I don't mean just per se, maybe some advanced practitioners would manifest that weekly, but like When you are in this alignment, you begin to prioritize differently and take different kind of decisions and pay attention to different people and follow different accounts on social media and talking differently about yourself. So it really is a creative practice, and I'm loving this. So would you share with us a little taste or a little exercise on how to transform creativity into money?
Of course. So there is this, first of all, I'm birthing at the end of this month a 3-month project or journey that's called Creating the Creator into Creation.
Nice, nice.
And the thing is, whoever is listening, what I've realized is there is this thing inside of us that makes us happy. That if we could do it every day for the rest of our lives, we could just simply do that. So go there and start there. What is the thing that makes your heart sing? What is this thing that it's also in your superpower? What is your superpower? And if you could remember a moment in your life that you felt so complete, so in tuned, go there, go cultivate that feeling, and then answer this question. So first of all, go deep and ask yourself, where was there a moment in my life that I felt super accomplished or so happy? Go there and recreate that feeling in your body, number one. Number two, ask yourself the question, if there is one thing that I would be waking up every day for the rest of my life and creating it or sharing it or doing it, what would that be? And then the third one, what is your superpower?
What is your superpower?
Yeah. So for example, my superpower is connecting with people. So when I come to a space, there's something in the way that I move, something in the way that my voice, like there is something that creates movement, period. I enter the room and things are happening. I didn't choose for it. It just happened. Therefore, it's my gift. So when we talk about gifts, this is like the superpower. What is this thing that keeps on occurring in your life? So it's about removing the ego and surrendering to your creation. Really listen to what your inner voice is telling you right now. Write it down. Now think about if you could create from that an experience, a service, a program, write it down. What is it that you want to create from it? And the idea is that you want to do it yourself. The value that it offers, it's so high that whoever you're sharing this with, they would say, fuck yeah, I'm in. So then when you're saying whatever it's gonna cost, they'll be like, sign me up. I'm so fucking in it. I want to be there. Then start talking it into creation. So next to it, on a parallel piece of paper, write down all the names of the people that whatever you have in your head, you know that it's for them. Like when you think about who you're creating it for, it's for this person, it's for this person, it's for this person, and they're gonna love it. And call that person. Don't send a message, don't put a Facebook ad, create a connection and speak it to creation. So let's say, sorry?
Yeah. Speak it to creation.
Yeah, make it, put a date on it. So it's not like, oh, I'm thinking about it. It's definite. It happened.
It's definite.
So you see, I'm leaning forward right now. I'm looking at my body language. So I could say, oh, think about that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, there is no gap between my creation, or it's not mine, it's the creation. I'm in service of it. So in a sense, my ego is out. It's not like I'm this person. I offer this service because I've experienced what I can do, and this is my gift. These are my superpower, and I feel like with whatever you're having or what you're experiencing or the way you want to move or the way that the house wants to, like, it's endless. That could really change your life. So the service, whatever you're gifting to the world, it's going to change people's lives. It's gonna affect and impact. So it's not about like, oh, I'm having this dance and can I please have like 100 euros for a show? I don't need much, but it's like, hey, I have this idea. I had this idea. I was like, why are people that are entering to this theater, they're still with busy mind? And I was like, I want to create a bridge between worlds. So a theater programmed my work, and I said, great. And I want to offer this workshop for you because I feel that there is a problem with how audience members are coming to the theater from their pedestrian world with the assumption that the artists, they need to entertain them or take them away from the mundane. So I want to create a pocket, a suspending space that they can connect to themselves before they enter the performative world.
Wow.
That was the game changer for me, because from there I was like, okay, they were like, wow. And I said, can we create it together? So you work with the people that you're creating it with, and it's about co-creation because you want everyone to be happy, and you put a price tag on it. So the price tag, if we talk about that, this is also somatic.
Yes,
because
it's somatic, how you feel it.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, what is the amount of money, or of what is the fee that would make your body say, I'm waking up in the morning, I'm fucking doing it, or I'm gonna do the work in order to meet myself there. It's so nice. Anyway, I like it. And on top of it, there is an incredible amount of money, which for me at this moment, it's fun. I'm playing.
Yeah.
So this is the energy that you want to bring, or it's like, not who will pay me, it's like, who can I share it with?
Yes.
And
Exactly.
no means not now. And the most important thing with the no, that's what I learned in the coaching world. I wish I had known it as an artist. There is the most important word for anyone who is in the world of offering something. You know what it is? Steve Chandler, a great, like the godfather of coaching. The word is next.
Next. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get a no. It could be not now. You can also the no could be like, oh, did I show up? Did I share with that person everything, that why I feel that whatever I'm serving is for him or for them or for their theater and or for this company? Do the research, knowing that whatever you're serving, that's going to fucking impact the company, the organization, the person's life. So it will cost them more not to hire you.
Yeah, definitely. And it's great to have this clarity that next, like, don't stay stuck in the scarcity. And sometimes what keeps us from going for more, it's the fear of being said no. And then instead of trying, we say no to ourselves. Instead of um, going for it, like your phrase, like if you fall, you fall. And what happens if you fall? You get up and you stand by yourself and you go for the next because you're clear on what you want. Like you have the creative fire brimming that is in the need of an outlet out there in the world that will come back to you as money. So it's this energy circuitry of money. And this is like a huge huge tool. The next, like if someone said no, well, it's not for that person now.
No, now.
Not now, maybe later. And later we will see if I am offering this or not. But I have my inner yes that drives me to go for the next.
And
Loving this.
also, it's about opening relationships. It's really about relationships and cultivating relationships, because if someone says no to you right now and you just say, okay, he said no, fuck him, it's never personal. It's where the person is at this person. Maybe this is not what the person needs. Maybe at this point, the energy is not aligned. However, if this person if you really resonate with this person, and if you know that whatever you're offering, there will be a moment that there will be an alignment, then always, and no, or even if it's a yes, even if it's a no, it's always about being with the aspects of kindness and being loving, because this person, you know, for the time that you shared together, for, you know, for the experience that you just had. And then even just today, like, I love one of my clients, she was having a struggle with one of her clients. Like, they said yes, and then they pulled back and they said no. They said, I don't have time. And the other one said, I don't have money. Great. So then we called, and she's, and the thing was like, okay, let's work on that. Call them again and ask them, where else is it showing up in your life? The story of I don't have time or I don't have money. Coach them on that, because this is where we are living people in their reported world rather than in the created world.
Yes.
So yeah, like I've been stretching, like there are months that I've been freaking out because I needed to create the level of like enrollment, because I had a lot of expenses, investment that I've made to invest in my own development. And I started to doubt myself. I started to be angry at myself. Like, why don't you settle for less, Keren? Why do you invest all this money? You could have gone to holidays. You could have gone to, you know, what, you buy yourself expensive clothes, whatever. And then you go and invest all this crazy amount of money that 2 years ago you didn't even think that, you know, you could make these transactions, and you're freaking out about it. Yes, and there was so much judgment. And then I was like, wait, wait, is this the reported world or the created world? And I'm judging myself. Like I've noticed the level of judgment and being under loving to myself, because I was like, I'm not suitable, like I'm not entitled or not entitled. I shouldn't be investing this in myself. I shouldn't be doing this. I don't deserve it. Or I can't create this level of revenue and pay to this crazy school that I'm going for, one of the top schools for coaching in September, because I was like, because I really want to understand how to create heart-centered conscious business that is an extension of my expression. So everything, there is an alignment. And next to it, I have my coach. And then I had a meeting with my accountants, and they said to me, Keren, whatever you're doing is working. And yes, it's investment, keep it. I was like, fuck. And then my mom is like saying, Sashin, your coach, he's amazing. And she said, create the money, whatever it's costing, he's doing miracles with you. You changed so much. Keep on investing.
Keep on
And
going. Keep on that
yeah,
track.
sorry.
Keep on that track. Because
Yeah,
and it's like what you said, like money is circulating. You give, then you receive, and it propels the movement to the next level. So yeah, this is wonderful. I'm loving the tips for turning creativity into money. And for the sensualists here that I am sure they would like to know and learn more from you, how can they get in touch? How can they learn more from you?
well, they can connect with me. I'm a Facebook animal, so I really enjoy Facebook. I find it very, in some ways, it's much more interactive. I'm less of an Instagram user, and yeah, and they can also write to me a personal email, and it's Keren Rosenberg.
Keren Rosenberg.
And yeah, just find me on Facebook, or if you want to send me an email and share with me how you are, Keren at KerenRosenberg.com. And Instagram, I'm there, but not so much. And I feel like one of the good thing and the, let's say, the reality, I have been so let's say engaged in the last year and a half that I literally had no time in creating the infrastructure for a proper channels, which is a good problem.
Yeah, that's a good
Now it's
problem.
like, and now it's like, okay, it's so I'm catching myself as I'm speaking. So whoever wants to understand more about the idea of creating yourself into creation and how to dance with your creativity and translating it into money, how to connect with the energy of your heart, with your body, and with your consciousness, and understand the language of your expression. It will be an honor for me to support you.
Fantastic. So it's personal Facebook or Facebook page? Where are you more often?
Personal Facebook.
Okay,
I love
wonderful.
I, I love it personal. I just love it
You live in
personal.
person. Yeah, no fluff. The just
No,
the real deal, the true connection. Thank you so much, Keren. Such a pleasure
thank
to have you here.
you.
Essentials.
I'm really grateful for you finding me again all the way from Mexico, and it took us a while. And I want to acknowledge your patience
Hmm.
and your, yeah. It's been also because I'm Israeli, and the war that happened in Israel that really affected my life and my family. So I'm so grateful for your patience and your length. Thank you.
Such a pleasure, and I am honored and very happy to create this great episode with you, Keren. And also, thank
Yeah.
you, Sensualist, for being here. So, make friends with Keren. She can be your friend in Facebook. So, just type Keren Rosenberg and you will find her there. I am her Facebook friend too. She posts amazing stuff about her work and also her personal life, like a real friend. So that is fantastic that despite being a high level dancer, a choreographer, coach, a creator of Body House, you never lost the humanness, like the direct connection, the direct touch, and that is so refreshing because it one can learn from you, not only from your words and your materials, as that they are very profound, as I've been touched by your workshop 10 years ago, but also through the transmission of your presence that is real and that is scarce nowadays. So thank you for bringing the realness, Keren.
Thank you so much.
And sensualist, if you haven't already, go grab the free guide to awaken sensuality at my website, www.centrodepoder, that's in Spanish, that is it's spelled www.centrodepoder.com. Until next time, remember to take the time to sense your fire so you can share the flame.